Okay, so I'm gonna say this again since apparently we're having some technical difficulties. Welcome everybody that is new to the show. Hopefully you can hear and see me okay. There's some serious issues tonight with Ustream. Not sure what's going on. So there may be several parts to this show tonight. I'm not sure how the recording will go, but we'll see. Um, Now, one of the things that I was showing earlier is I found this wicked old encyclopedia and at a thrift store, and it's got some wicked photos in it. So sorry, I'm a little bit off screen. And like, look at this awesome map, and I'm going to turn it into an art journal. So like, check out this photo, this picture. I just think it's fabulous. So that's what we're going to do tonight. And but the first thing that we're going to do is I'd like to alter the cover of it. Okay. So you like my nails? Thank you. Yes, I got them done. Look, they're already dirty because I was doing a project earlier. So maybe if we have time at the end of the show, we're like super behind right now due to the technical difficulties, but I'm hoping that will be all right in a little bit. But anyhow, what was I going to say? Let's alter this puppy. What do you say? I'm tired of talking. All right, let's do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually open this book up so that we can um, we can do both sides together, and then we don't have to worry about flipping it over. So the thing you're going to want to do is you do want to gesso this puppy, and I am going to start with just a liquid one, and then I'm actually going to go with a heavy one. So first I'm just going to apply some, this is just Liquitex gesso. Can everybody see okay? I hope so. Oops, this brush is hard as a rock. It probably needs to go in water. Yikes. So, and we're just going to puppy this up. Oh, we're going to puppy this up. We're going to gesso this up, this puppy up. That's really what I wanted to say. And we're going to give it a quick dry, and then we're going to go ahead and apply some heavy gesso for a little bit of texture. A little bit of texture. Okay. And I probably applied a little bit too much gesso, but that's okay. I guess you can never have too much gesso, right? Welcome to all the people just joining us. Welcome, welcome to the show. And this is a vintage encyclopedia that I am altering today. So I'm just taking some gesso to it. I really don't want to see the ugly cover of it. If it was a different color cover, maybe I wouldn't apply so much gesso, but I don't know. It wasn't really my color. So you'll see the colors that I am using tonight and all the different products. And I'll show you some of the tips and tricks that I use when I create stuff. Because one of the things that I'm sure you guys find is that when you want to create something, it's like finding the products that kind of go with your idea is always tough to find. So you end up spending so much time looking through your stash. Instead, I'm going to show you some of the things that I do to just allow me to just sit here and create and not have to run back and forth to my stash to kind of find stuff. Okay, so that'll be my little tip that I'll give you tonight. So I'm just going to set my brush to the side, and I'm going to give this a quick heat set. And for the shows, I do like to use my Ranger Heat It tool. I find it's quiet and I can still craft and talk to you at the same time. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, you get it at a thrift store for sure. Whoops. I am fast. This one is just Liquitex gesso surface prep. And so you have the liquid stuff, right? The liquidy stuff. And then you have the super heavy gesso. as well, which is more like the texture of modeling paste. Okay. Acrylic gesso is gesso. There's no difference between gesso and acrylic gesso. Can you see the guy kind of popping out? Because it's a little bit transparent, right? So we're going to do a whole other layer of gessoing in just a second. Okay, so I'm just drying this up really good. And so all I did is I just covered, for those of you that are just joining us, I just covered, this is a vintage encyclopedia that I just covered with a little bit of gesso. And you can see my brush strokes and such, and that's so not a problem. Hang on, let me dry this right here on the side. Hello, Les. Hey, Leslie, I saw your message. Sorry, I haven't written back. I'll pop by the Prima booth so you can see me there. I'm going to be a little bit at Design Memory Craft, Faber-Castell for a little bit, and then where else? I'll just be kind of walking around the floor at CHA. So for sure, just come and I'll send you my cell phone number if you want, and we can hook up. Okay, so what we want to do is now I want to take a little bit of my heavy gesso. Okay, and you guys see the texture of it. It's kind of like heavy-like, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take one of my favorite little, I was going to take my, well, I'm going to take maybe two different tools. I'll take my knife, which is super rusty, which I love. And this is my cover, right? And I just want to create a little bit of texture. And I'm literally just going to run it just like that. And so all it does is that just kind of creates bumps, little bumpies along the way. Okay, that's all it's doing. Okay, and all of this is going to be covered anyway, so I don't even care. So don't even worry about it. Half of this, most of this is going to be covered anyhow. So, and I'm doing this here as well, just kind of running it along. You want to create like really cool, funky texture. And sometimes I like the gesso texture better than the modeling paste. It just kind of depends what I'm doing. I really do love the heavy gesso. Always have. It's kind of like my thing. Okay. What about the gesso cracking? You can seal it and it won't crack. Okay. All right, just like that. I don't need too much more. We're just covering just a little bit. And I'm going to give this a quick heat set, and then I'll add the next layer. And this heavy gesso, I find sometimes takes a little bit longer to dry. Yep. With, you can seal it with gel medium. So you can just use this guy after, which is matte gel medium, and seal it up. Or a spray sealer. You could use a spray sealer as well. Okay. I'm just heating this up. Who's in Turkey? Is there somebody from Turkey? Yeah, Mod Podge works too. Look at it, it's still wet. Just takes, I find that heavy gesso takes a little bit longer to dry. I know, isn't it awesome? But you can you see the red dot? Oh, welcome all the way. Oh, that's awesome. We seriously have a fabulously international audience. I love it. So who am I going to get to see at CHA this weekend? Or on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever day it is? This week, next week? I'm almost done. Sorry, guys. It's just taking a little bit long. Okay. It's pretty good. It needs to be fairly dry for the next step, so. Oh, shoot. Did you guys see that? I just burnt my heat gun. I just swore on camera. I'm sorry. But did you guys see that spark? I just killed my heat gun. Seriously? Well, that's just a bummer. It's recorded, so Ranger can see that on camera. That is dangerous, my friends. Look at that. It's done. Okay. Good thing I have another heat gun. Wow. That was a little dangerous. That was dangerous. Hang on a second. Just plugging it in. Seriously, that was like a spark that came out. Good thing I had a rubber thing beside me. I know. I have no idea how that happened. But I'm a little bit freaked out right now. Okay. Anyway. Now, on to something else. All right, so now we have a little bit of texture on here. I'm going to lift it up so you guys can see a little bit. Can you guys see? Let's look at this one. Can you guys see that yummy texture? Okay, really, really cool, right? So that's fine. That's kind of all we want to do onto here. So now we're actually going to start applying our paper. So the paper that I'm going to use is the Printery paper, and I'm just going to grab a paper pad here. And we're going to use one of my favorite paper lines. This is the Printery, and it's, oh, sorry, it's the wrong way. This is the A4 paper stack. And I really want to use some of those beautiful teals and such. And like, look at these ledger type, lots of black teals. Like, I love this one. So we're going to use this one. I'm going to use, kind of love that one. There's something yummy about it. And kind of love this as well. So we're going to use a little bit of that. And I don't know. Let's see, one more, a couple more. Might use that just a little bit of that. Kind of like this one too. I don't know. I sometimes just pull, and if I don't use it all, that's totally okay. But that's kind of what I'm going to use tonight. Okay. So there's that. So that's the paper line that we're going to use. I know. Don't you love Prima Printery? It's just so gorgeous. So really all I'm going to do right now is I'm kind of going to create a little bit of a collage, and this is our first layer of, this is just our first layer, okay? That's all this is. And we're going to gesso half of it, so and all this is going to be covered. So I'm just going to use my scissors. I'm not going to use a paper trimmer at all, okay, through this whole process, because it's really unnecessary when you are doing mixed media. It's just so not necessary. And I really love that spoon right there, and I really kind of wanted to use it. So I am actually going to cut this out so that I don't forget to use it later. I'm going to kind of fussy cut it out. Really love that clock, so we're certainly going to use a little bit of that. Okay. You're gonna kind of see some of the process that I go through in creating some of these really fun mixed media projects. Okay, and let's use some of the teal. I'm going to use the lines going this way. Do you notice how some are thin, some are thicker? It doesn't matter. It's just a process, just like that. This is probably going to be about right there. About right there. Okay. And just going to grab maybe, I really kind of love this guy. He's kind of funky. I want a nice big chunk of him. Kind of want him to go about right there. Just like that. And I really love yeah, you know, not using a paper trimmer when you're creating a mixed media thing is just so freeing. And it's kind of fun, like just, you know, enough with the paper trimmers, right? Do you guys notice kind of how I'm collaging a little bit? Right? Really fun, right? And easy, right? Really, really easy to collage. Because it doesn't matter how imperfect or perfect it really is, does it, right? That's just kind of the beauty. I think that's kind of what I'm attracted to when it comes to mixed media. I don't worry too much. And sometimes we just worry too much, you know? We just worry. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work to worry. Okay, so just like that. Just collaging, and I am going to paste this down in just a minute. I just kind of want to get the placement first, and then and I'm just kind of cutting from every paper I have, essentially, okay, that I pulled out. Look at this cute little ruler. I'm going to cut that out. Love that. So cute. Right, just about right there. Okay. And maybe this one can go about right there too. It's just so much fun. Okay. And this piece, we have it, so we may as well just use it, right? Don't throw anything out. So I really like that positioning. I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and take, and it may not look exactly the same when I put it back together, but it'll look pretty close. So I'm just using 3-in-1 Beacon because that's what I have, and it is one of my favorite glues anyhow. So I'm going to go ahead, and I am using a heavy adhesive because this is on, this is the cover, first of all, and you really do not want the cover things in the cover to start to fall off, first of all. So that's one of the reasons. And look at, there's wet gesso, which is totally fine. So that's why I'm doing that. You just have to, and plus on this heavy cover, you'll find that you almost need to use something heavy. So that would be my recommendation. See, I'm not even sure if that's how I had it, but it doesn't matter. It's just the way that it's going to go. Just like that. Okay. Perfectamundo. Come on. My nails are giving me a little bit of a hard time at the moment. So just give me a second here. Come on. There we go. It is. Collaging is a fabulous way to use old paper stacks for sure. Great idea. You don't have to do what I do, which is use new stuff. I think I have too much new stuff. I think that's my problem, is like I can't wait to get rid of my new stuff sometimes because it's just too much, you know? So if you're like me and you buy a lot all the time, then, you know, maybe this is also a good time for you to use all your stuff. My glue is farting a little bit. Oh, I forgot to glue this one down. That's okay. Okay, come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. And we're going to stick him. And, you know, we're going to do the cover, you guys, but we're also going to do one inside page, okay? Look, I'm lifting this up. I don't care if I get glue everywhere. It's going to be covered with so much medium anyhow. So who cares? Okay. just like that. And what's this one? This is that beautiful spoon. I'm not going to cut it quite yet. But do you see that collage? Really, really cool, right? Really pretty paper. I just want to make sure that it's really, get all the glue bubbles out, because you'll just find that they'll kind of ooze out at some point. So just get all those glue bubbles out. Okay, just like that. And you can kind of see, don't you love that texture that we created? I just love that. So that's pretty cool. And put your cap back on. And now what I want to do is I actually want to go ahead and take a little bit of my gesso. I need a little plate, which I have right here. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of gesso right here on my plate. And now what I want to do is I actually want to take, do you remember that rubber little brush that I was using earlier, which is right here? This one right here. It's called, what is this called? Because you guys are going to ask me. It's a color shaper. That's really what it is. And this one is extra firm flat, but you can get all different kinds. But this is just what one of the things that I use. And I just kind of gather a little bit of gesso on either side. And then I can go ahead and have a whole lot of control with my gesso, whereas the brush creates brush strokes, which I don't always necessarily like on my projects. So this kind of gives it the look that I like. Okay, fair enough. I can really control it. And it kind of tones down some of my pages, which is what I want. And I can do texture, right, just like that, right, just like on here, or I can just smooth it out, right? So either one, I can do texture or smooth it out. So that's kind of what I'm doing right here. And I kind of forgot my washi tape. I'm going to do that in a second. Let's add the washi tape right away. Okay, before I forget. Okay, just like that. And I do want to add a little bit of texture right there. And by adding texture, I'm just meaning like I'm just kind of putting more blotches here and there. Okay, just like that. Now let's add the washi tape before I forget. So let me give you my little tip. I know that you can't see here, but what I've done is I've kind of, the first thing that I do when I design a project, I pick the color scheme that I'm going to use. Okay, that is super, super important. Oh, hang on. Some people are having issues. If you're having issues, try refreshing. There's a lot of people on. I am so sorry. That's kind of what happens. If you go to Google Chrome, it works so much better. I'm on Google Chrome right now, and it works like a million times better. Okay. So anyway, so what I was saying is I kind of picked my color scheme first, and the color scheme that I picked is gray, black, and teal with like hints of brown or very light taupey color. So what I've done is I've picked up a whole bunch of different washi tapes and painter's tapes, and they all sit literally right beside me, like there's stacks of them sitting beside me. Okay, and the reason I do that is because then I have the option of picking from those when I'm designing. And I don't have to kind of run to my stash to try and find something that will match. I have all of them sitting right here in front of me, and I can kind of decide what I'm going to use. Okay, does that make sense? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to grab a couple. And I really like this one right here. And I kind of like this one right here, and I do like some of the Tim Holtz tapes as well because they take on the paint really, really well. So I'm going to use one of these. I'm not sure which one this is, but I really like it. So I'm going to use a little bit of it. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to apply this one about right there. And I like one of the things I like about his tapes is kind of the transparency of it. And I think it really goes really well with what I'm creating right now. So that's what I'm going to use. And you'll see it'll take on the ink really, really beautifully. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of that. And I do want to add a little bit of gray to my project. So I'm going to find the end of this. I really will. Where is it? I see it. There it is. Don't you hate that, especially when you have nails, you can never find anything? Okay, so add a little bit of that, little guy. just a little bit right here. And I know it's a little bit wet, but it's just layering. Do you guys see that? It's just a little bit of layering. Okay. I don't want to add a whole lot, but I do want to add this brick one because I think it's super cute. Just a little bit of brick. It needs a little brick. Maybe right here. Okay, just like that. I don't want any more. All right, and then I can go ahead and continue adding a little bit of my gesso. And I know some of it gets covered up, but it'll look good. Just like that. And so the other thing that it needs is it does need one of the teal tissue tapes. So I have a whole bunch here. I do really like some of these as well, but I think I really like this circular one, or this one is really cute. And I don't want a whole lot. I just want a little bit because I just want to give us some accents here and there, right? And sometimes I even like to riff it. This is more of a paper one. I love that. I love it like when it rips just like this. And it just gives it little hints of teal. Like little tiny hints. I just love that effect. It's not too much, it's subtle, and it still kind of makes it pop, right? And then you can totally tone them down just a tiny bit with a little bit of your gesso. Okay, just like so. All right. What do you guys think so far? You liking it? Still a little bit too dark for me, so I'm just toning it down. All right, just like so. Now I'm going to set this off to the side for just a moment. And now what I'd like to do is I am going to give it a very quick zap, a quick heat set, very, very quick. This one's loud, but it works fast. I'm actually really mad about my Ranger gun. I'm going to send them a message. I haven't had it that long. Maybe 6 months. Okay, fabulous. Okay, so look how fast that dries, hey? All right, perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a stencil, and I'm going to show you. So what I've done is I've just gone to my stash. I didn't know what stencil I was going to use, so I just grabbed a whole bunch of Prima stencils, right? And then whatever I use, and whatever I don't. But at least I kind of have it. So I was kind of thinking to use like this one, or I mean the brick one would be really cool, but not quite the look I'm going for. And I really like that crackle effect, so I think I'm going to go for those. However, I do love this one too, but it doesn't quite go with what I want to do, so I think I'm going to do these two. So this is the crackle one, which we'll do in a moment, but first I want to start with this one, and this one is Sunrise Sunset Stencil, and the number is 960162. Oh, I'm sorry you're having troubles. Okay, and I'm going to apply that about right there. And what I'm going to take is I want to take a little bit of, instead of modeling paste, I'm actually going to take some gel medium. Okay, and I'm going to take a knife, any palette knife. Okay, and you can take any gel medium that you want. This one happens to be matte. And I'm just going to apply it right there, because when I spray, you'll kind of be able to see them a little bit. Okay. And I'm not doing it too heavy. When I lift, you guys probably won't see it just because it's white and it's kind of like that clear. Can you guys even see it? I'll lift it up in a moment. And I'm just going to do a little bit more right down here. Okay. Just like that. And left, and then maybe just a couple right there. Fabulous, just like that. And then I do always like to clean my stuff So I do have, I always have right here, I have my handy dandy baby wipes, and if I don't have my sink full, then that's what I use so that I clean them off right away. Okay, and then put them back in their packaging so that I don't have to worry about them, you know, nothing happening to it. There's about a 60-second lag, okay, and that's always happening. Get on Google Chrome. It makes a big difference. I'll lift this up so you can see here in a moment. I'm going to put this off to the side as well, this paper. Can you guys see the texture on there? Okay. Just like so. All right, pretty awesome. So now we have a little bit of that. And then what I want to do is I also want to add a little bit of that crackle effect. But the crackle effect, I'm actually going to add with a little bit of my modeling paste. So you guys already see the different mediums I'm using. And I'm using Liquitex, modeling paste. Okay. And I'm going to take that. And I had a little bit of gesso on here, but I'm okay. I'm going to use a little bit of it on my modeling paste. I don't mind too much if they mix. Okay, and I'm going to take my screen, and I don't want to do too many, but just a little bit, just to give it something. You guys know I always just need something else. Love my layering, right? This creates the coolest little effect. Just on the top a little bit, and that's it. Okay, that's that. That's all I want. But here, I want a whole bunch. Okay. This is kind of the effect that I want on here. I love that. I'm going to turn it around. Oops, sorry, I'm off screen. Off camera. Off camera. There we go. There we go. Fabulous. And left. Okay, so now there's that wonderful crackled effect. Okay, and this one I'm just going to scrape some of it off, put it back in the jar, stick this in my water, and then go ahead and give this a really nice heat set. And then we can go ahead and add some of our embellishments and our sprays so that we can do some of the inside pages as well. Yeah, do you want to see the crackle look? I'll show you. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. You guys see the crackle? Yeah, you guys can always go to the Flying Unicorn because they carry so much of this stuff. Okay. Okay, this heat gun totally rocks. I haven't used it in so long because I do so many shows that I end up using the one that I just killed on the show. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start adding some of our embellishments. So do you guys remember I said that with what I do with the washi tapes is I grab the color that I think will kind of match the theme that I'm going with. And I do the exact same thing with my embellishments. I go ahead and I grab a bin, and I'm going to show it to you, okay? And not only do I grab ephemera, but I also grab die cuts. And I start going through my die cuts, or my dies, and I take this bin right here, okay, this little bin right here, and I start die cutting a whole bunch of things from my die cuts. So like pieces like this, you know, all sorts of like Sizzix dies, right? Like these little borders. some of the chipboard embellishments and things that I kind of think that I'm going to use on my cover, so that I know that on here I don't need to go to my scissors machine to die cut, okay? To my Big Shot, I should say. So I've already done that off screen. So that's just a little tip that I have for you guys when you're creating. So I really like this one, but I find it a little bit big, but I really do like those edges. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut it in half. Sometimes you don't necessarily need to use, you know, the item in its original form. You can, you know, be adventurous and cut it up, right? So be really adventurous with your stuff. But what I want to do is I kind of want to play with this. I may not use it, right? I really do love this clock. It's a Sizzix Tim Holtz clock. It's a tattered clock, I think it's called. Really love that. So I kind of want that somewhere in the front right there. Isn't that funky? So as you can see, I may not even use this guy right here. I may even use just the edges. That's what I'll use. See, that's how creativity starts. Okay, so I am going to use some of those edges because I just really love that. So I kind of like that. I almost like them as borders, right? Like right there. Just love that. So I'm going to cut that up. Okay. And then you can use this for something else. And this in particular right here, I'm super excited, you guys. This is the new die by Prima, and I want to show it to you because it's super cool. Hang on. It's right here. It's the new Prima die, and Prima has joined with Sizzix, which is really, really fun. And this is called Classic 658524. It's super adorable, right? And it's so versatile. So it's one of those dies that I know I'll be using a whole lot. A whole lot. So I think I'm going to kind of have this guy sticking underneath, but what I want to do is I want to cut him up, okay? Because I find that that's kind of how I do things. I cut things up, okay? And there's flowers going to be here and there. So we still have to grab our flowers, which I will in a second. So this is my first attempt at layering. And so let me cut this up because I don't think we'll need the entire thing. Okay. We're going to do something like that. I think this is going to kind of poke right there. That's what we're going to do. Okay. There we go. This guy's going to go about right there. And we're gonna color these guys up. So don't you worry. But first, I just kind of want to get the placement of things. And I really love. You guys know how much I love. This is cheesecloth, and I really want to apply some of that cheesecloth on there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So I just kind of like to split it apart, rip it all up. I hope we have time to do a page. And we're just kind of ripping this apart, you know what I mean? And we're just going to apply it about right there. Oh, that's too much. You just want subtlety, right? When you do the cheesecloth, you don't want too crazy. It'll take on the most beautiful effect when you start spraying. So just go light on it, but don't go too heavy or you'll just find that it'll be a little bit too much. But what's really awesome is that you can go ahead and just kind of pull it apart and it creates like bigger holes. This will be really great during Halloween, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so about right there. This piece is kind of pissing me off, so I'm moving that off to the side. And I'm really loving some of these borders, but I think I might use them on the inside. I don't know. Maybe here. We'll see. So I like that. And what else do I have? I have this fabulous picture wheel, which I think may be too much. Too many circles in one place. And I do want the handles of the clock. So let me just see if I can find them somewhere in here. I'm not sure I actually cut them up. I think I did. Here they are. Here's one, at least. So that we'll use for sure. And there's the other one. You see it. There it is. And I think that's about it for right now from that piece. Okay? And so what I want to start doing is I want to take my embellishments now. So I'm going to grab my flowers. And the flowers that I picked, I kind of picked these guys, which I thought was very fitting. This one right here is Jolie Quartz. And I really love this, like, really light teal because I think it goes perfectly, right? And it got a little bit squished, so hang on. Open the packaging up a little bit. Where's the center? Center is a little bit weird. Huh, interesting. It's got a weird center, so we might want to add something on there. Okay, so there's that one that can go kind of right there. Okay, and I'm just going to put the light down just a little bit so that you guys can see a little bit better. Hang on. This thing is going to come toppling down, so I just have to be really careful. Hang on. Can you guys see that a little bit better? All right, just like that. I'm going to use my Unity stamps in a moment. We're going to stamp here in a second. So I'm going to use that flower for sure. I don't want the rest because the rest are pink, which totally does not go with my theme. So we're not using that, but I really do love these guys. These guys are so neutral, and they're from the Frost collection. So Frost Snowdrop Roses, and then this one is Giselle Hayes. So I thought I could use some of the gray. I don't know if I'm going to use these, or I don't want too many flowers on here, to be honest with you. I know, it's kind of crazy. I really love those two. And I'm thinking maybe I'll use a small one, and we'll do some of the cream. One of this cream ones right here. And we'll just kind of play this guy up a little bit. Right? Always do it in threes. What do you guys think? Do you guys like that? I kind of do. And then this is from the Rundell collection. I had lost the packaging, so they're sitting in one of these bags. But I really like this leaf, and I'll probably use this black one later, so I'll pull it out right now. But I really like that. So we're going to use a little bit of that, and I'm just going to cut a little bit of this way. I don't want to use the whole thing. But this one's going to go about right there. Okay. And this one is probably going to go about right there. Can you guys see? I'm going to lift this up, even though it's not glued down, but I just kind of want you guys to see a little bit of the placement that I've done so far. And then, of course, these handles are going to come out like about right there, something like that, okay? But I want to show you, I'm going to lift this up so that you guys can see. Okay. All right, so that's kind of what I've got so far. Now what I want to do is I actually want to paint these guys in a white and a little bit of gray, okay? So I'm going to actually pull these off because now that I know where they're going to go, I just kind of played with them. But I do want to apply the what do you call this? What do you call this stuff? Oh, for goodness sakes. What is my problem? I can't think. Do you guys notice I do that a lot? You guys laugh at me. Cheesecloth. That's what it's called. Oh my goodness. Brain. It's like a brain fart. Ever get those? I get them all the time. I swear. Sometimes I think there's something wrong with me. Lots of brain farts going on over here. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to pull this off, and I'm going to color these guys up, right? So I'm going to pull this off. I'm going to move this off to the side for just a moment, and let's give these guys a little bit of whitewash. So I already have a little bit of the gesso, so that's what we're going to use. We're going to take our gesso brush, and we're going to do this really quick. We're going to take gesso, and we're going to do this very roughly. I don't want them to be perfect. I really don't, okay? If they're not totally painted perfectly, that's okay. I'm actually okay with some of the, that texture showing through. So I'm kind of doing this with a dry brush, to be perfectly honest with you, so that some of that texture really does show through. And then what I'm going to grab is I'm going to grab my heat gun, which is right behind me. Give this a quick zap. Fabulous. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this off to the side for just a moment and grab my baby wipe and wipe some of this stuff off so it doesn't stay on forever and ever and ever. Okay. And then now I want to give it a little bit of hints of a little bit of gray. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Prima chalk ink, and this one is called Old Road, and it's one of my absolute favorites. It's kind of like a dark gray. And so I'm just going to run it along the edges, and it's just going to distress it up a little bit, right? Do you guys see that? All right, just like that. Sorry, I'm not looking up at the chat too much today. I'm kind of just like cruising along because we were late. Oh, I forgot to paint this one, which is fine. We were kind of late, so I'm just really wanting to ensure that I get through also a page in this book. You know what I mean? Otherwise, we'll never get there. So let me paint this guy up for a second. And I'm actually going to leave him fairly white, just like this. I kind of like that. I'm going to apply this hem down right away. Okay, just like that. Just like that. And don't you just love that pop of teal that just kind of pops through here and there? I just love that. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to apply this guy down right here. So I do want to pop him down about right there. Okay. And I'm going to show you another little trick that I do when collecting my embellishments. Okay. It's kind of the thing Limor does. And it works really well for me, especially when I'm creating shows. I mean, I know most of you probably don't do shows, but when you're doing any project, this is a really cool tip that works, and I'll show you that in just a second. So this guy's going to go about right there because the flower is going to go about right there, right? Kind of want him underneath, okay? Because we're going to apply a couple other things with this guy. Okay, just like that. Fabulous. Just like that. Love, love, love. Don't you love that so far? I know those papers are just gorgeous, right? And am I missing any pieces? Yes, I'm missing the clock pieces, but I don't want to apply them quite yet. So let me show you what I've done. Now, do you guys, these little Michael cases that we can all get, what I do is when I create a project, I go ahead and I grab all the little metal embellishments that I kind of want or think that I'm going to use in my project, and I stick them in here. And so I don't have to go and run into all my different metal pieces to try and find what I want. So I kind of picked some of the things that I thought I might use on this page, and I put them in this box. So now we can sit right here as I'm creating, and I can just pick from this stuff versus having to, you know, run out and get a whole bunch of other stuff to make it fit. Does that make sense? So that's kind of what I've done. I love this little piece right here. I got somewhere, I'm not sure where, but it's just, it's like a paper clip. It's so cool. And I kind of want him, I don't know, he's probably going to poke out of somewhere. I might not even use the clock pieces. I'm not even sure, but I kind of want him poking out of somewhere. Like maybe out of the clock like that. We're going to paint him white a little bit. I kind of like that. I'm just kind of placing things around. I really love some of these metal pieces, and I love to bend them. So I'm going to go ahead and actually cut this in half because I think it'll look great with the flowers. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start applying some of the flowers down and then kind of tucking some of this metal pieces around it. So let's apply this flower with the leaf. Okay. Oh, sorry, this is the back side. About right there. Just like that. Okay. And then this guy is going to go right underneath him. Okay. Just like that. And I still want to see a little bit of that teal there. So I just want to apply almost a little bit more. So I really like that little piece of teal right there. I might apply even more teal later. Let's move a little bit of that right there, just like that. Okay, and then this guy will go, oh, my glue's farting. And just like that, and then we'll put this guy right underneath him. Okay. And I just want to turn this guy around so that you can see some of the pearlized pieces. Okay. Just like so. We need something in the center here, and I'm thinking one of these would be really, really great. It's a little bit bright. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, you know what we could do is we could put maybe the clock piece in here. That would be really fun. That would be really, really fun if we could do the clock pieces coming out of here. I kind of like that idea. So let's do that. And let's apply this guy right here. And we'll just need a little center, that's all. Just need like a little gem or something like that. Okay, so this guy's going to go about right there. You like that? That's funny. Don't worry, I'll find something. Okay. You like that? Yeah. Diane Reevely's journal is pretty awesome. It's very, very awesome. Okay, so there's that. And now what I want to do is I just want to add some of these metal embellishments throughout. Okay. And so I'm just going to kind of tuck this one right underneath right here. And we're going to add a little bit of white to it in a minute. We're going to add some gesso to this. I don't know if I like this or not, but I can always pull it off. Not a big deal. I love this guy. So I'm kind of contemplating where to put him, like right there or poking out somewhere. We'll see. This is kind of how you play, right? These gorgeous wings, I just love them. Right, so these could even start coming out of here. Not sure. Not sure. Maybe out of right here. I'm thinking like right there. And then pull this guy out. Let's paint them white and see how they look. These are those Tim Holtz wings. And they're so pretty. They need to be white. Okay. I'm playing with them. They may not fit. It's not quite my thing. This is pissing me off. Don't like that. Don't like that either. Having one of those moments. Nope, don't like the wings either. Okay, no problem. I think we're going to go back to the idea of the flower in the center. So let's gesso this this one up a little bit. It does need to be white, otherwise it's going to look a little bit weird. Okay, and we will add a little bit of teal to it as well. Okay, so let's add that right to the center. I'm just holding it down so that it stays, so that it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm just using, you know, some of these clips maybe will go in there. Love that. It's just a little bit of metal layering now. Okay. Metal layering. Oops. There we go. Just like so. Just like so. And I kind of want to put this one somewhere around there as well. And I kind of like him maybe tucked in underneath right there. Just like that. I love that. And I just want to add a little bit of white gesso to these guys because I find that otherwise they don't quite go, but I do want a little bit of that gold showing through. Okay, and the beacon 3-in-1 does stick as long as you put enough on it with the metal, and I obviously did not put enough, so there I go. That should be good now. Yeah, perfect. Can you guys see that? Let me just kind of lift it up. I do want to put, I think I want to put this gorgeous clock though hanging somewhere. It's just so pretty. It does have a pink thing, so I don't know if it'll fit. Maybe we'll take that pink thing off, but maybe hanging right there. And I'll take that little pink glitter thing right off there because it doesn't really go with our theme. And then we're going to tuck him right underneath here, just like that, so that he hangs right there. I just love that. And this flower is like crazy. I don't know what happened to it. I think the center kind of fell off somewhere. And I thought maybe I would put this somewhere here because it needs like a little saying. So I'm not sure what the saying is going to be. I think art would be nice if it said art. So we'll find some black letters and have it say art. And we'll gesso this guy up a little bit too so that he's not too bright. This is one of those Tim Holtz plates. Do you guys see the level of layering that's kind of happening? Okay, and I always have that brush ready. And just give him a little brushing. Just a little. This flower is kind of pissing me off, so I'm going to glue some of these petals down actually because I think that's part of the problem, is that some of these are lifting. So we're going to glue some of these petals down just like that. Okay, let me lift it up so you guys can see what's going on here. Okay, really funky cool, right? I'm not sure, this flower is kind of driving me batty. It's just the way it's sitting. It's the center of it. It's driving me crazy. And then I do want one of these little guys kind of poking out of here a little bit. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a whitewash and a little bit of gray. A little bit of white and a little bit of gray. And I'm going to apply him down. And I'm kind of going to have him pulled up. I'm not going to apply this part down so that it creates a little bit of dimension. And let's put our little title. So for our little title, I can use, let's grab them here, hang on. These are those letters from the Sunrise Sunset. They're the alphabet stickers. And we're gonna, and we haven't even sprayed yet. And we actually, I kind of want them in all, I think I want them in lowercase, I don't know. But I love these letters, these are awesome. I have a million of these because I use them so much. So I think because it's an art journal, I just want to write art. That's it. Art. And you know what, we'll do it in all uppercase, that's what we'll do. Okay, so I'm just peeling these off, sorry. It's just a little bit hard to do my nails. So art, and then we'll take the T. And we'll put that right there. Okay, just like that. Can you guys see that? Isn't that cute? coming together, right? So now what we need to do is it looks a little bit off balance. And the reason it looks a little bit off balance is because we haven't sprayed or done anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, before I'm going to take my, where is it? Royal Emerald Fire. Hang on, is this the right one or is it the other one? Yeah, this is Glit Spritz by Lindy Stamp Gang. There's almost nothing left because it's one of my favorites. And this is just a shimmery spray. It has no color in it, but check out the incredible mica that just showed through. So you don't need a whole lot of this guy because he is unbelievable. And I'm going to do a little bit on this side. Can you guys see that shimmer? Is that not just gorgeousness? Like there's almost nothing left. I'm going to have to get more. Ah, I'm running out. Okay, I'm just going to give this a quick heat set because I don't want it to mix with any other color. So we'll give it a quick heat set. Yes, Royal Emerald Fire Glitz. You'll see the shimmer in just a second. Can you guys see that already? Holy moly. The page is already becoming balanced by just me spraying a little bit, right? And one of the things that I want to do, I find that this clock is a little bit too gray for me. I don't know why. So I just want to, this is kind of what I do when I create. I just kind of play until I like, you know? Okay, that's a little bit better for me. And is this dry? Nope, not quite. Hang on. Gotta get the top part. Can you guys see that shimmer? Like, holy smokes, right? Royal Emerald Fire. Gorgeous. And hang on. And I'm just going to spray even a little bit of my flour. Because it's a glitz spritz, it can just give it, look at that pop. I just love that. Just give it a little bit of shimmer. I'm not sure I'm loving this flower, you guys, in the center. It's kind of driving me batty. I actually maybe like it without, if that's okay with you guys. It's just not quite doing it for me. I'm not sure why. It's just one of those, you know, one of those things. Like I'm just thinking, does it need, ooh, I think it needs one of these. See, this is how you play around. That's pretty. That clock hand is really pretty. That might work. I don't know. Let's see if we can find another clock hand. Is there another one? Yes, there is. Look it. There's another one right here. That's gorgeous. This is from, I don't know. These are, I've had these for a long time. I'm thinking maybe Michael's maybe. They're very similar to Ingvild's ones, but not quite. A little bit different. Yeah, lindystampgang.com. And also the Flying Unicorn does carry lots of Lindy Stamp Gang sprays. So check them out as well. Okay, so don't forget to go there. Because Alda and her store, she is unbelievable. Sorry, I'm just applying a little bit of gesso to tone down some of the silver, but then rubbing some of it off with my finger as well. Okay, it just kind of creates the look that I want. So now what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of gray. And where is my gray? So this one's called Black Orchid Silver. So when I spray, it's gonna look like it's black, but it actually dries very silver. So I'm just gonna give it a quick spray. Okay, do you see that? Just like that. Okay. Oh, hang on. Okay, we're gonna dry this up because we don't want too much. You'll see all the silver shimmer in it. Okay. Oh, hang on, my sprayer just went wonky on me. Hang on, I'll just go grab another one. Give me 1 second. This must be one of the old sprayers because I have old stock. The new sprayers do not do this. I'm kind of going through some of my old stuff right now, so some of the old sprayers are wonky, whereas the new ones are wicked. Hang on. There we go. Oh, this gorgeous one. Okay, so I'm going to spray some right here, and I'm just going to allow it to drip. And you'll see when it dries kind of silver. So I'm just allowing it to kind of drip and soak in. And then very lightly, I'm just going to press. There we go. And I'm almost going to wipe most of it off with my towel. Okay, so that it kind of creates a very light gray look. And then dark pieces here and there. And then with my heat gun, I'm going to kind of push some of the spray. And you see, I want to show you, look at the cloth, how it takes on the color. So really, really fun. Okay, so just like that. And then what else was I going to do? I was going to add one more teal color, and I was thinking I'm going to use a flat Fabio. So this is T-Bird Turquoise, and I might be a little bit too, we'll give it a little bit, not too much. It's very turquoisey. It's not so teal. So I just want to, I don't want to do too much, and just allow it to drip. Okay, just like that. You guys see that? Isn't that cool? Maybe a little bit right here. There we go. Love it. Don't you love that, guys? It's like so coming together, isn't it? Will you guys stick around for a page inside? You guys want me to do a page inside? I'm just hoping we have enough time. I want a little bit of drippage right here. I do want drippage, and where to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a little bit of a drippage effect by spraying some of it and allowing it to drip. Okay, I really want that effect. And push it around. Because it's my back cover, I want a little bit of fun texture on it. Are we loving it so far or what? Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I do want to take a little bit of my brush and I want to give some of my flowers a little bit of a little bit of gesso. And the reason for that is because otherwise it'll be a little bit too stark. I know you guys have a harder time seeing it on camera, but trust me, it'll look a little bit off unless they're alt gessoed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give it one last thing, which is some splatters with some of my black ink. So what I like to use, and actually my luminaire. So I am going to take my fan brush, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little bit more texture by dipping my, this is Lumiere by Jacquard, and it's pearl turquoise. It's an art medium, and I'm going to get my fan brush really nice and wet, and I'm just going to give it a quick splatter. And this will create bubbly texture, okay? It's not going to create crazy splatter marks, but just bubbly texture, okay? And that's kind of what I want. I want like bubbly marks. Sorry, I'm a little bit off camera. See, like that? I just want bubbles. That's what I want. Yummy, textury bubbles. Okay? And I'm going to clean my fan brush for a moment. Let that sit for just a minute. Clean my fan brush, because apparently my other one disappeared somewhere into somewhere. Not sure where. And I'm going to take my black Liquitex Extra Fluid ink, and I'm going to dip my fan brush in there. And you guys have seen me do this technique many a times before. And I'm just going to flick my brush. And I will create really cute little splatter marks throughout the page. And that's it. Okay? I don't want any more than that. But what I do want to do is dry this up right away. What are you guys talking about? Watermarks. It does, doesn't it? Oh, Ingville, I know. It's so sad. But it's a problem. It's like an industry-wide problem. It's really hard to, I don't know. I don't know how you get around that, honestly. I'm just drying this up, making sure that when I flip the page, when we do the inside page, I don't get it everywhere. I kind of underestimated how long it would take me to create the cover. Yeah, the Russian company stealing her. I know. I don't know. I feel so bad for her. I don't know what to say. I mean, Prima has to do something about it, right? And I don't know if you can see it, but I'm actually making this bubble as it dries because it creates texture. I'm sorry, Vaughn. I like it. I'm sorry you don't like it, Vaughn. But it's mine, so I like it. I am going to glue some of these pieces down though because they are sticking up a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and do some of the inside pages. But what do you guys think? Do you guys like the outside? that work for you? I kind of like it. Okay. So let me lift this up so that you guys can kind of see. Look at that shimmer. Can you guys see that shimmer? Woohoo! And then look at that gorgeousness. Love it. This is showing up green, but it's really not. It's actually teal, so it's really funny. I think the colors sometimes on camera are just so off. So sometimes things look a little bit weird. Yes, what's up? What's the question? How did, oh, I just, to get it bubbling, what I did is I literally put my heat gun right up close, and then it just kind of makes, as it's drying, it makes it bubble. And so it has that really cool bubbly effect. Do you see that? Cool, right? All right. So I think this is fairly dry. I'm pretty comfortable flipping it. Okay. So why don't we do one art journal page, but something very small. Does that work for everybody? And I kind of want to show you how to make sure, I'll just sew this after, but what I'd like to show you is, you know, like for example, how do you get the pages not to rip apart when you gesso them, right? And this is an encyclopedia, by the way, which I think is hilarious. So let's do this page right here. So what I'm going to do is I actually like to take, where is it? I usually like to take my tape runner. But what did I do with that glue? Hang on. Oh, here it is. So what I like to do is I like to take sequin tape, and as much as I can, and I kind of like to tape the pages together. Okay. Oops, I'm ripping the whole thing. Ay. This is what happens when you have nails. Okay, there we go. Oh, wow. This is not going my way today, is it? Okay. Come on, baby. Come on out. There we go. And so I just kind of glue the pages together. And so I glue them. You can use liquid glue. I don't know. I really like this sequin tape, and that's kind of what I use. I know it's a little bit pricey, but it's just, I find it works really well, so that's what I use. Okay. Don't worry if you rip some of the pages as you do this. Because the pages, some of the pages are so thin, they rip very easily, but that's why you actually have to, kind of do that, almost glue so many together. So I like to glue about, I don't know, add a little bit of liquid glue right there. Okay, just like that. And then, should we do one more? I'm thinking let's do one more. Okay, and do just one more. It's sequin or score tape. It's the same thing, you guys. Score tape, sequin tape, same thing. This is a little bit of a longer show, and I'm sorry. It's because we had technical difficulties, so we didn't get to do an inside page, and I really wanted to do one. So, we're doing one right now. Okay. That is why. All right, so just like that, and then I'll go ahead, and now we can kind of work on this page. All right. Yeah, you just want something that's really nice and sturdy, but now this page is really thick, and so, you know, this one isn't, but you can go ahead and do the same thing. So I'm going to actually do that with this page, okay, and just give it a few so that it's nice and sturdy. And just like that, and then come on, baby. Come on, baby. The pages are very, very thin, so you have to watch. This score tape is so sticky, it just pulls everything off. You know what I mean? Okay, so just like that, and then we're going to go ahead and do that. And then one more. Oh, I love that map, though. That's okay. There'll be several more maps in this encyclopedia, I am sure. You could watch me all night? Okay, good. Because sometimes I feel like, eek. And my entire book is going to be this gray teal look. That's just kind of what I want this entire art journal to be. Okay, I may incorporate a new color here or there, but I really actually want my entire book to be one theme. And it's something I've never done before, which is kind of why I want to do it. I want to see if I can actually create a one color theme the whole time. I know, it's kind of crazy. So now I have a really nice chunky, you know, pieces to work with. But because I'm going to be applying quite a bit of wet medium, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and gesso some of this surface. So you can either use your paintbrush, right, which works great, or I do like to use my rubber knife, the rubber shaper. And so I do have some gesso here already. And so I'm going to go ahead and apply gesso to most of this page, okay, because I am going to apply, like I said, I'm going to apply lots of wet medium. I want to make sure that my pages are not ripping apart. So you could also, if you really like this vintagey book, like that look, like this look, then what you can do is you can apply some clear gesso, okay, and that'll do the same thing. So applying clear gesso, and you can get that again at your local art store, just like you would white gesso or black gesso. Okay, does that make sense? And of course, you can always water down your gesso, and I can leave some marks like this, but I can also add, you know, really fun book pages later to my art journal, and you'll see what I mean in a second. Okay. And I love that you can still see that beautiful, all those words coming through. Okay. And you can really play with this shaper, which is something that I really, really, really love. And I'm going to do the same thing to this side. I just need a little bit more gesso. I'm running out of gesso, you guys. I better go get a new bottle soon. Can you imagine if I run out of gesso? It would be like a catastrophe in this world. Complete and utter catastrophe. Do we have any questions so far? Any questions? Anyone? 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 Okay, just like that. That's all I want. That's it. That's all, people. Okay, so now I'm going to give this a quick heat set. Just very, very quick. I have no idea what I want to do, but I don't want to use any photos or anything. I just kind of want to do something, I don't know, collagey and just splashy. Collagey and splashy. Does that make sense? Splashy collagey. So I think what I want to do is I want to take, these are Lindy Stemking daubers, and I love these because you can put them on any of our sprays, right? Which is really, really fun to do. So I think I'm going to do that. I have Tainted Love Teal right here, which I think would be really, really fun. So I think what I want to do is I want to do that. Let's play with that. And I'm just going to break the seal. Break the seal. I'm so immature. Okay. And I'm gonna, sorry, I'm putting this up to cover my white outfit that I'm wearing right now. I know, don't kill me. And I'm literally going to splatter. And you see why I'm covering my white outfit? That's why. Okay. Isn't that fun? Oh my gosh, seriously. I could do this all night. Could you guys watch me do this all night, please? Because that's really all I want to do right now. Okay, how fun is that, right? Like, seriously, I don't know why, but I enjoy doing that so much. Like, way too much, I think. And so what I want to do, I want to now dry this up. And from quite high up so that I can still get that effect. And you'll see the shimmer coming through in a minute. This is Lindy Stamping, and this is Tainted Love Teal. You can get as many daubers as you want on the Lindy Stamp Gang website. Is that not just super fun? Do you see how I'm moving that spray around, by the way, with my heat gun, which is so much fun, and it creates even another piece of texture? Can you guys see that gorgeous shimmer? Oh my goodness, seriously. Love it. Flying Unicorn carries lots of Lindy's products, so check them out first for sure. Okay, so I'm just going to dab some of it off because I don't need all of it, and I don't want to sit here all night drying, okay? So I just want to give that last layer a little bit of a dryness. But you guys see, like, I'm not worried now about it going through anywhere. It's nice and sturdy, okay? And I applied quite a bit of ink. Oh, I have it taped. I have my mat taped. That's why. Okay, and now the next thing that I want to do, I want to also go a little bit with my Royal Emerald Fire. So I just want to add a little bit of that beautiful, there's almost nothing left, you guys. It's like a miracle that anything's coming out. Okay, just like that. And quick heat set as well, just very quick. And I didn't heat this all the way. This was a little bit wet, so now it's blending together, which is totally fine with me. Okay, and I'm going to take my paper towel and take some of it off, just because I don't want it to dry that much. Okay, and the next thing that I want to do is I do want to take some of this black ink that I had used earlier, and I want to take my just a very thin brush, and I just want to create, I know you guys are like, what the heck is she doing? And I have no idea. I'm just creating something because it's my art journal, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, just for fun. Don't worry, most of it's going to be covered anyway. But I just wanted to give it some circles and some bleed. So just wait. It'll come together at the end. You only see about half of it anyhow. Okay, and now what I want to do is I actually want to take my fabulous Prima stencil, and this is the lattice stencil, which is 564230. Okay, and I want to do that, put that right there, and I want to take my, where is it? It's right here. I want to take, this is, you can get this at the Flying Unicorn. It's the Donna Salazar Color Box Mixed Media ink. I want to see if I can apply it like this. Don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to try. And I should have dried that all the way, but it's kind of hard to do that on the show. But I just wanted to give it a little bit of something. Okay. Ooh, just like that. Look at that. Such yumminess. I may put photos here and there, but it's also kind of like a really fun art journal for me to play with. Okay. And so there's that. So that's one of the things that I put on there. And then the next thing that I want to do is I want to start taking some of that paper that I had used earlier, which is right here on the bottom. So I'm just leaning down and grabbing it. Oh, sorry, it's just really far down. So far down. And look at this one, I barely used, and I'm going to just use a little bit of ripping. Okay, and I'm actually going to start collaging. So I'm going to go ahead and take my gel medium. This is modeling paste, so that won't work. There's my gel medium, and I'm going to take a brush. Okay. This is like the longest show on the planet. I'm so sorry about that. And we're going to apply that about right there. Just like that. And really loving that clock. And so we're going to rip it up. And we're going to rip that piece up too. Okay, and we're going to apply it about right there. Okay, just like that. Love that. And we need a little bit of that wonderful teal. And this time I'm doing more ripping than I was earlier, right? And you guys know I will use that washi tape again because it was awesome. Okay. Just like that. Oops. See, you can barely see some of that black circle, but it just gave it something, that's all, right? Okay, and I'm applying gel over top of it so that it seals it and it doesn't come off the page, right? So just a little bit of that. And then what I want to do is I want to take some more of the black paper, which is right here. And I want to do a little bit of rippage too. And I want to apply that about right there. Okay, just like that. Do you see it's coming together? Okay. And now what I want to do is I want to take my washi tape, one of my washi tapes, and I do like this one again. I thought it was so fun. I do have a million other ones, but I don't know. I'm really partial to this one. Kind of loving it. And I think you guys do too. So it's going to go about right there. Do you guys see how layers just kind of come together? Just have to be patient. Patience, my children, patience. All right, just like that. Not sure I like that one there, but that's okay. And just about randomly right there. And then one more somewhere. I don't know, up here. There we go. Okay, do we like that so far? I do. And let's use some of the music notes. No, we're not using the music notes. Don't like that. Let's use some of the other one that we had used earlier because I really like that one. I just loved its transparency. I think it just kind of goes. And I like to maybe have it so that it goes right in the seal and then coming out. Love that. You know what I mean? And almost like right there. And there, and then right there. Just like that. And then maybe on the top, right there. And we need to, where's that spoon that I had cut up? Did this spoon disappear on us? It might have. This is what happens kind of when you create. Things just sort of disappear along the way. Hang on, I might find it. Just give it a moment. Just a second. Let's lift. Oh, not there. Here? Nope. Is it here? Oh, I think I found it. Ta-da! We gotta use that spoon somewhere. So let's fussy cut this puppy out really quick. Okay, let's be very, very quick because we're running out of time. It's getting late for some of you. This show is already like 15 minutes over its time. Okay, I'm not sure the purpose of this spoon, but it's kind of cute. Maybe it'll like be like right there. Maybe we'll pop dot it up. Let's do that. Let's give it a pop dot. Okay. And I'm using pop dots that are not very high, so they're a little bit less bumpy than the regular ones. Okay. I don't want a whole lot of dimension in this book, just a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what this spoon represents, but I think it's just really fun. Ooh, and it's really wet. Okay, and I did want to add maybe a little bit more, like look at this one. I think it's so fun, but I'm not sure it goes, but let's try it. This chevron one, it's just super cute. Maybe it needs like one. Ooh, I kind of like that. Okay, just like that. No more, just a little bit. It just gave it something. Okay. And now what I want to do, I do want to give it a little bit of that gray mist again. Okay. Just like that. And then we're going to give it a little bit of that deeper turquoise. Kind of blend all those together because it makes it look so yummy when they blend together, doesn't it? And we're going to heat set that puppy. And I'm going to blot it out a little bit with my paper towel as well. I'm glad you're loyal. That is so funny. All right, and I'm going to blot some of it out. And then one of the things that I want to do is I want to take my gesso brush thingy and I just want to give it some gesso strokes here and there, okay? Because I don't want it to be super duper dark, so just little bits here and there. And it just creates a little bit of texture too, which I really, really love. And this is just like, honestly, this was just playing. Like I had no idea what I was going to do with this page. It's just, and that's what an art journal is. It's just literally like just taking some pages and just playing with texture. And so one of the reason an art journal I think was created was that it's where artists kind of get to play and figure out techniques and mediums and things that work and things that don't work. And so that's kind of how I treat this journal. You know, I just having fun. Like there's no rhyme or reason for it. It's just a whole lot of fun. Okay. And do I want anything else on it? Maybe some writing. So and some stamping. So what I want to do, I'm going to take one of my stamps. Hang on. I'm going to take my new Layers of Life stamp by Unity, which is July's kit, which I love. Love, love, love. So I want to give it a little bit of texture. And these are such mixed media stamps. It's just so wicked. I just received it the other day. As you can see, I was already playing with it. As soon as the day I got it, I had to pull it out. I had to run to my studio and play with it. And then we're done, okay? I'm just going to give it a little bit of something. Not sure what. Okay. Just a little bit of that clock. I don't know if you can see that. Let me crop it out. I know it's hard to see because I didn't use a whole lot of ink. Just wanted a little bit. Okay. Maybe a little bit more right here. Love that. Kind of upside down, but you can't tell. And then this one's really, really cool too. Really, really cool background. So we're going to give that, and we're going to roll. We're going to roll. And we're going to roll. Okay, just like that. Do you guys see how it's starting to really give it a whole lot of texture, right? And then last but not least, this one says, love truly. Why not? I kind of like that. So let's make sure this one's a little bit more clear. And I don't know, right here, here, here. Let's try right here. I'm hoping it'll work. If not, we'll take a black marker and we'll, yeah, that totally didn't work. Well, it did work, but it's not like prominent. So because it's not prominent, I'm going to actually stamp it again somewhere else for fun. So now it becomes a background stamp instead of a prominent stamp. Ooh, I love that. Look at it, totally turned out right here. Can you guys see? Love it. Don't you love this page? I don't know. It's like messy and fun and yummy. So it's still a little bit wet, but as you can see, it did not go through my other pages, which is really nice. So that's pretty much it for today, you guys. I just kind of wanted to show you like how fun was that. So this is the page we created, and this is one of the inside pages, just for fun. Okay. Yes, Layers of Life. They're so funky. These are the images. You can see them right here. Oops, sorry, it's upside down. Aren't they awesome? Fabulous. And so for those of you that are in my mixed media group, the contest goes until the end of the month, and the winner will win June's Layers of Life stamps. Okay, so if you want to join, go ahead and yeah, there's the link for the Layers of Life. It's so cheap. It's like what, $10, $9, $11? I can't remember. And you get a set of 3 stamps every month. Like how cool is that? So I'm just going to stop the record.